was walking home from work and decided to take a shortcut through the park area. It was about 9 p.m. and it was getting dark. Suddenly I saw a blue baby carriage ahead of me. Naturally I looked inside, but it was empty. I was surprised that I could forget such a big and visible object. Could it be that the new mom was so overwhelmed that she had forgotten about the stroller? I rolled the stroller away and started to look around. Suddenly I see a baby in the bushes, about 1.5 years old, walking pretty confidently. But there's nobody around. I walked up to the baby, and he was smiling and holding out his hands to me. I took him in my arms to calm him down. We went to look for his parents, but we were unsuccessful. All 3 people who happened to be nearby were just passers-by. I called the police. While they were waiting, they had time to play and eat a few cookies that were in my bag. Then everything went according to the script. The law enforcement officer chewed on his pen for a long time, filled out a protocol and somehow frowned and squinted strangely. Assumed that I kidnapped a child, like in the movies. I mentally joked. However, the situation wasn't funny at all. I'm always getting in over my head. After the paperwork was done, the policeman asked me a question. How far from the park area do you live? Not far. You can see the pink house over there. Can you take the boy until we find his parents? Don't worry, they won't show up right away. They'll put him in an orphanage. He gave me the creeps with that one. What do you mean, take him? How will I explain it to my husband? To your own children. Be conscientious, help the cause, eh? You cannot pass by, so bring your good deed to the end. To this day I do not know how I agreed. Out of pity for the little one, I guess. And the search will probably not last long. The mother herself will come to her senses and go to the police, rushed through my head. I put the foundling in the stroller and we went home. My husband will be worried, I thought. I decided to call with a warning. And I couldn't carry a baby carrier up to the 5th floor myself. Fortunately, my husband did not get angry, only his hands spread and laughed. My daughters were absolutely fascinated by how this interesting toy can be a real little man. While they were enjoying the game, we were nostalgic and reminiscing about our girls at that tender age. The idyll was broken by an unexpected call from a police officer. The boy's mother was found. It turned out that this was not a case of a negligent mother abandoning her child. The woman was carrying her 2nd child. And during a walk in the parks, she got sick to her stomach. The woman sat down on the bench with the boy by her side the whole time. She felt better and tried to get up. The sharp pain returned, and she fainted. This part of the park is not very crowded, so no one saw what happened. The boy, not understanding anything, started playing with the stroller and took it to another place. Mom was found some time later, but the people who found her had no idea she wasn't walking alone. The woman came to herself already in the maternity hospital. It turned out she needed an emergency cesarean section. We're working on finding the father. It's going to take a little more of your patience. Of course it's okay. I responded as I thought through the information. After a while the doorbell rang. On the threshold stood a frightened young man named Vadim. Our little guest Maxim was his son. Vadim trembled as he offered us money to thank us for our help. We, naturally, didn't take it. The woman's story ended well. She had a little girl, whom she decided to name after me, Maria. Another couple found people who found her in the park and called an ambulance. It turned out that a teenager, Artem, had found her. So, this guy and I are now Maria's godparents. We can't get lost now, we communicate with families.